Good afternoon. Thank you very much and welcome here to Munster Technological University in County Cork, the Bishopstown campus. And in case you haven't heard it already, Inter-County Camogie is back in the atmosphere here ahead of the opening round of the Very National Camogie League Division 1A encounter between Cork and Dublin, and a near capacity crowd in the main stand cheering on both the home side, last year's All-Ireland finalist Cork, and of course the visitors from County Dublin here today, hoping that they can have a good season. It is 6 years to the day since these two teams last met in the National League, going back on the 18th of February 2017. Cork were the winners of the occasion in a 6-point ball game, won 7-4 points. They have met regularly in the championship since, Cork winning last year 210 to 9 points, thanks to two Katrina Mackey goals, but the contest was much closer than the final scoreline suggested. Will that be the case again here today? Dublin, of course, met in Ireland quarter-final, losing out to Kilkenny. Can they build in that? They've had a couple of changes of management since, but Jerry McQuaid is the man tasked with bringing them in to the 2023 campaign. For Matthew Toomey, the Cork boss, is his second year in charge. They've come so close to the silverware last year in both the league and the championship. Can they lay down a marker here today going forward? It's Cork against Dublin. Wherever you are in the world, we hope you enjoy our coverage here, brought to you in the Camogie Association YouTube channel in association with Entray. I'm Darren Kelly, and now we're going to run through the two teams, starting with Cork. So the Cork side showed 10 of last year's All-Ireland final team, and their side lines out as follows. In goal number 1, Amy Lee. The fullback line at 23, Aisling Egan, 3, Libby Cobbinger, and 4, Maeve Callan. The half-back line, Pamela Mackey wears 5, Aoife Healy 6, and Laura Hayes 7. So we expect Aoife Healy and Pamela Mackey to switch positions. In midfield, where number 8 is Saoirse McCarthy, partnered by number 9, Fiona Keating, though she might go into the half-forward line. The half-forward line given to us was number 17, Orla Cahalan, 11, Chloe Sigurdsson, a good drop back to midfield, and 12 is Keena Healy. And the inside line, 13, Amy O'Connor, the captain this year, 14, Katrina Mackey, and wearing number 15 is Saoirse McCartan, who might go in to the half-forward line. Expect a few positional switches, but that is the Cork team on your screen. Looking forward to getting the inter-county season underway just over 6 months from the heartbreaking defeat to Kilkenny in Croke Park back last August. That's the Cork side. We're going to look at Dublin now in just a moment. Dublin have 7 survivors from last year's team that reached the All-Ireland quarter-final against Kilkenny. Their starting 15 here today are as follows. In goal number 1, Ava Mooney. Fullback line 2, Emma O'Byrne. 3 is Eve O'Brien, and 4 is Abby Ryan. The half-forward line, half-back line, I should say, where number 5, Katie Cummins. Centre-back number 6 is Claire Gannon, and 7 is Hannah O'Dea. In midfield, were number 8, Elisa Jemison Murphy, partner by number 9, Sinead Murphy, the half-forward line 10, Grace O'Shea, 11, Gabby Couch, and 12 is Aisling Gannon. And the inside line, top of the right, number 13, Aisling O'Neill, full forward, number 14 is Bjorn Kelleher, and top of the left, were number 15, the captain of Dublin in 2023, Aisling Maher. So you can see Dublin there, just going through their pre-match routines as well. Big season for them. And of course, it's a new format as well for the Very National Camogie League. We have had 2 groups in each division playing for different silverware. Division 1A, of course, featuring Cork and Dublin. Also a Tipperary and Galway, who are playing also at 2 o'clock in the Rag. And tomorrow at 12 o'clock, will be Clare against Kilkenny. The top 2 of those 6 teams will go into the final. The bottom 2 will contest relegation. And there promises to be some real battles over the next few weeks. So there you can see the Dublin team getting organised as well. Not many survivors, of course, from that game back 6 years ago. Eve O'Brien will be one for Dublin that comes to mind very, very quickly. And I'm just skimming through other names there as well that started that day. Of course, Cork have a couple as well. And just looking through the Cork team that played that day, Pamela Mackey, of course, would stand out, and of course her sister Katrina, Amy O'Connor as well. The referee for this game is Liz Dempsey from Kilkenny, and she'll get play going up and running in about 3 minutes' time. We will have a Ron Naveen before throw-in. But just looking around here, it's a great atmosphere as well. Of course, the split season is in, and many players representing their clubs. And of course, if you're following our coverage last week of the Ashburn and Purcell Cups up in UCD, there's many players out in the field here today that would have been representing their respective colleges, and especially with Dublin, like TU Dublin, and like Claire Gannon, Jodie and Gabby Couch, just names that come to mind as well, all involved in today's game as well. It's a big game, of course. Dublin have just been coming up short against one of the big three teams in Cork, who are desperate to get over the line. They haven't won this competition, Cork, since 2013, 10 years ago. While Dublin, the last time they tasted league silverware was back in 1983, 40 years ago. So it'll be a great landmarker anniversary for either team to mark down if they were to go on a good run over the spring. The long way for them to get involved. See the red and the blue up against each other in inter-county camogie. Just to let you know as well, of course, our live coverage here brought to you in the Camogie Association YouTube channel. And then keep an eye out on the Camogie Association social media for afterwards, because today's Very National League's Player of the Match Award is a Fitbit Versa 4 watch sponsored by Very. And that'll be congratulations from all the Very team. We'll have the Player of the Match on social media clips afterwards as well. And of course, there'll also be reaction from the respective managers, Matthew Toomey for Cork and Jerry McQuaid from Dublin. That's all going ahead. A lot of excitement coming in here to MTU Cork as well, and you can hear them in the background as well. Not just the young supporters there looking on their heroes, the future of camogie players for both counties, but of course the older members as well. The big weekend there, as we're just looking at the Dublin team getting themselves in position, so it doesn't look like it'll be too long before we go. Then it'll be up and running for the 2023 Very National Camogie League. Of course, Cork as well, as I mentioned, 10 players involved from last year's All-Ireland final team. Aisling Thompson, one of four, suffering serious injuries at the moment, and ACL. We saw Aisling here today, and she'll be here cheering on Cork and helping out in the background as well. Hopefully it won't be too long before she's back in action. Of course, great success for MTU Cork last week in the Personal Cup, beating University of Galway. And it's great to be here in MTU Cork today. So Dublin getting themselves in position. They're going to be attacking the goal to the left. Conditions absolutely superb for camogie. And now we have a Ron Levine. Well, you have to say that was an excellent rendition of Ron Levine. I think the stadium announcers will forgive us to actually congratulate the supporters here that made sure Ron Levine played right through from start to finish as well. What better way to kick off the start of the season? And now we are getting in position. Cork attacking the goal to the right in the first half. Just looking at the flags, slightly favouring the right in the first half. So it looks like it'll be an advantage of Cork. As you can see there in the middle of the field, number 11 is Chloe Sickerson, and she's going in for the toss. No stand-up positional switches for Dublin that I've noticed. Amy O'Connor has gone in a full forward. Katrina Mackey in the corner. The ball is thrown in. The game is on, and the 2023 Very National Camogie League is underway. And Saoirse McCarthy, player of the match and captain of MTU Cork, when they won the Personal Cup last week, is the player that gets the first touch of the ball. Pamela Mackey back in the Cork team after a 2-year absence. She wears number 5, but this ball coming out to Laura Hayes. Suffered a heartache of defeat in the Ashbourne Cup final, representing UCC, put in 2 fantastic performances for her college, and she continues to do that for her county here. Right in front of us in the green helmet is Sinead Murphy for Dublin. Here we start action with a sideline cut. Low ball in the direction of Grace O'Shea, gets away from Grace. Can Elisa Jamieson Murphy get on the ball? She wears number 8, and she's battling for possession, but surrounded by Laura Hayes. Laura Hayes loses out to Sinead Murphy, and Sinead Murphy on the run for Dublin. Big year for Dublin to see if they can build on their quarter-final last year. And moving in towards the attack, it looks like it's Ashley O'Neill trying to find a way inside, but gets put out in the allocation by Libby Cobbinger, and Cork win back possession, and the hand pass goes to Saoirse McCarthy. Saoirse McCarthy leaves it off to Laura Hayes. Good play between the two Cork players, and Laura Hayes drives the ball down in towards the attack, towards the opposing 20-metre line, and it's taken away by Orla Cahallan, where number 17, but starting this game, Orla Cahallan gets within range for the shot, puts the shot into the hands of the goalkeeper, Ava Mooney. And Ava Mooney for Dublin will clear the ball out the field and gets a good drive in that against that slight breeze that's favouring Cork, but it's won by Chloe Sickerson. Chloe Sickerton to Laura Hayes, and Cork happy enough to spray the ball around the defence. We're picking out the target down below. That ball dropping down for Orla Cahallan. Not to be a good interception there by Abby Ryan, who wears number 4 for Dublin, and Elisa Jamison Murphy would send it down towards the attack. Maeve Cahallan not playing ladies football this year, focusing on the Camogie. There's still 4 dual players on the Cork team, including Aoife Healy, who's broken into the Cork Camogie setup this year. Foul on Maeve Cahallan, and it's going to be a free out for Cork, and it looks like she got that bad. A bit of concern there shown for Maeve by Aisling Egan, so we're going to have a hold up in a moment. The referee is having a chat. I think it's with Gabby Couch. Gabby Couch is walking away, but a yellow card has been handed out. So a yellow card for Gabby Couch, who won an Ashburn Cup, a title with TU Dublin last week, beating UCC in the final after extra time. That was TU Dublin's first ever victory. A team prominently with Dublin players. There was a few from other counties sprinkled in, but this goes to show that the scale of the game in Dublin is very, very positive as Amy Lee sends the ball down in towards the attack, and Amy O'Connor will have a run and trying to get inside. Amy O'Connor for her first score off the air, and Amy O'Connor puts the ball over the bar. 3 minutes into the game, and it's Cork in the lead. It's Cork 1 point. It's Dublin no score. O'Connor will have a run and trying to get inside. Amy O'Connor for her first score off the air, and Amy O'Connor puts up and running again. Laura Hayes getting an awful lot of ball at the moment, and she won that one. Leaves over Keena Healy. Keena Healy across to Chloe Sickerson. A scramble in the middle of the park. The other number 11, Gabby Couch, is in there, representing Dublin. You can see the first real ruck of the game as Saoirse McCarthy helps the ball go out towards the left, but Lisa Jamison Murphy following that and has won the foul. So Dublin will get a chance for a free. Now, I'll be interested to see if Aisling Maher, and I'm just watching her off camera, and she is running up into position. So it looks like Aisling Maher says, I'm going to have a go at this. Katie Cummins wanted to take it, but they should be told to leave it. So Aisling Maher scored 9 points in last year's All-Ireland quarter-final. Represents St. Vincent's. They came very, very close to Sarsfields in the All-Ireland Senior Club Camogie semi-final. Aisling Maher with a shot. Looks like it's going to go to the left. So the first effort for Dublin goes to the left and wide. A difficult one it was. Of course, I mentioned Dublin fielding 7 players from that All-Ireland quarter-final. Ava Mooney, Eve O'Brien, Emma O'Byrne, Gabby Couch, Lisa Jamison Murphy, Aisling O'Neill, and Aisling Maher. Of course, one player they're missing, Ali Toomey. She's going down playing Australian rules football with the Victoria League with Collingwood. And Ali, if you're watching our coverage here on the Camogie Association YouTube channel, we hope it all goes well for you going forward. Cork on the attack again. It was Fiona Keating sending it down in the direction of Orla Cahallan. She is the Rooney pink helmet, gives the pass inside for Amy O'Connor. Type of ball that Amy likes. And an important interception there was from Eve O'Brien for Dublin, because I think Katrina Mackey was slipping off in the left there in space. Hannah O'D. Cork will want to lay down a marker of their intentions for this year in front of their home crowd. Laura Hayes with the ball sends it across. But Dublin contesting every ball at the moment. Fiona Keating. Fiona Keating gives the pass over to Chloe Sickerson. Chloe Sickerson getting inside there. Tried to put the hand pass up. Got blocked by Eva O'Brien. Got for Amy O'Connor. Gets inside the shot. And it's the end of the goal. It's a goal for Cork. And Amy O'Connor Chloe Sickerson. Chloe Sickerson getting inside there. Tried to put the hand pass up. But she gets the goal for Cork. And the ideal start for the Rebelettes. They lead Dublin by 1-1 to no score. And an excellent move there, breaking kindly. And the captain gets the goal. 1-1 to no score. Dublin restart the action. Most important thing is not to panic. Aisling O'Neill. The ball. Driven back to the 45-yard line, but gets it down the field. Dublin trying to exploit some space, but that ball didn't come for Aisling Gannon, and it's won by Maeve Cahallan. Maeve Cahallan sends it forward in the direction of Aoife Healy. First major touch in the game. Aoife Healy playing out in the wing. Pamela Mackey playing centre back. Muireann Kelleher is back to help out the Dublin defence. She's hit it down the right again. Hoping Katie Cummins can get in that, and Katie Cummins, Lisa Jamison Murphy, I should say, my apologies, sending it down again towards Aisling Gannon, but Cork's defence just seems to be on top at the moment in the exchanges and finding their players that look very, very sharp, Cork. Well moved there. This comes for Laura Hayes, but it looks like Hannah O'D might get a touch. Ball goes out over the line. Hayes got a touch as well, but the decision goes in favour of Dublin. The 2022 National Camogie League, Dublin finished third in their group, 2 wins, 2 losses. They're moving out to Galway and Tipperary. No semi-finals this year. Pamela Mackey gives it to Laura Hayes, and Laura Hayes is moving towards the 65-meter line. And the player's in front again, and it's taken nicely. This is good play. Keena Healy. Keena Healy will go for the shot. Into the hands again of the goalkeeper. So Aoife Healy wins that ball for Cork outside the 45-meter line, plays it low for Saoirse McCartan, who's playing out a wing forward, even though she's wearing number 15. Cork happy enough. The hand passing working well. Saoirse McCarthy out there wearing number 8, but Dublin have overturned it. Aiken Cummins. Free says she fouled the ball. So it's going to be a free for Cork, and Amy O'Connor is going to come out and take this. Amy O'Connor scored 5 points in last year's All Ireland Camogie final, when they lost to Kilkenny 113 to 112. Sophie O'Dwyer's late goal to see on that occasion. No doubt many from Kilkenny and Clare are watching this coverage today. They play tomorrow. Amy O'Connor puts this over the bar. It'll be her 5th point of the match. We'll have played just under 8 minutes. Amy O'Connor taking her time, has a routine. County Championship winner was Shandoon this year. It goes to the right. So it's one wide apiece after 8 minutes. Cork 1-1. Dublin no score. There's another player missing for Cork is Ciara Sullivan, picked up an injury in the Ashburn Cup last week. But they do have Orla Cronin back in fault. And she's injured at the moment as well, so she won't be in fault today, but great to see Orla Cronin later in the year. Dublin with the ball. Ashton O'Neill. And to find a way inside 2 Cork players who are just holding firm. Dublin have done well, bring the ball towards the 45-meter lineup. Pass inside for Grace O'Shea. She's in the white helmet wearing number 10. There's options here for Dublin. If she can get through, Grace O'Shea opts to go herself. And Amy Lee, who was the captain of Cork last year, had to take that first time because there was advancing attackers. Get it out for Keena Healy, who's covering an awful lot of ground. Again, 2 passes there. It's with Saoirse McCarthy, and Saoirse's on the move. Goes past the 65-meter line. Looking for the player in the better position. That ball sent down by Fiona Keating. And it's Orla Cahalan coming inside. She's 2 options to her left. Gives the pass across with Katrina Mackey. Surely the second goal. It's a goal for Cork. And Katrina Mackey by Fiona puts the ball to the back of the net. And it's Orla Cahalan having a chance inside. She's 2 options to her left. Get it the other. Katrina Mackey makes no mistake. Cork 2-1. Dublin no score. But again, you could see the way Cork overturned the ball, starting with Keena Healy, involving Saoirse McCarthy, Orla Cahalan as well, and Katrina Mackey gets the goal. And it's 2-1 to Cork. No score to Dublin. And Dublin could do is just getting a score, getting themselves off the mark. Maybe Cindy Murphy can find that. Sinead Murphy sending it down looking for Ashleen Maher, might come for Ashleen. You just see Cork there, 2 players every time. Maybe popping to the third. She wins the ball, trying to work her way out. Had the advantage of the free. Wasn't required. Aoife Healy will try and bring it up past the 45-meter line in the direction of Fiona Keating. Fiona Keating scored 1-2 in the All Ireland final as well. He's playing centre forward, moves towards the 45, plays it down towards the attack. Dublin again, fighting hard. Eve O'Brien there as well. Goes Cork's way too, and Katrina Mackey. Katrina Mackey out on the left. Wonder would that come for Amy O'Connor, and Laura Hayes shouted, "No, leave it to me." Laura Hayes, well able to push up the field and get scores. She showed that in the Ashburn Cup. Here she is for Cork. Laura Hayes gets the point, and Cork stretched their advantage to 8 after 10.5 minutes. Well able to push up the field and get scores. She showed that in the Ashburn Cup. Across. Here she is for Cork. Laura Hayes, Dublin no score. Point, and Cork stretched their. Dublin just trying to find a way now to deal with this. Ball down in the direction of Muireann Kelleher has come back to help out. But Cork have won it back again, and they win it back very easily. Fiona Keating. It looks like another point. Dublin cannot afford to be making mistakes like that. Cork overturned the ball. Fiona Keating puts it over the bar, and it's 2-3. Cork have won it back again, and they win it back very easily. Fiona Keating. Now we'll look like another point. We're hoping to have a much better start to this. And they have more luck with this ball. Pamela Mackey gives it off to Chloe Sigerson. Just to tell you the other game going on at the moment after 10 minutes. Tipperary 2 points in front of Galway. It's Tipperary 1-2. Galway a goal. Saoirse McCartan. No, just doesn't work out for Cork on that occasion. One back by Aisling Gannon. But Dublin's players are gradually having to push back to leaving Aisling Maher as the only one inside the opposing 45-metre line. But it's Aoife Healy with possession. Down in the direction of Amy O'Connor. Amy O'Connor trying to get past Emma Byrne. She does that. Amy O'Connor on the left. The pass looking at like it. It's another score. It's another turnaround down in the direction of Amy O'Connor. And another point for Amy Cork. O'Connor trying to get past Emma Byrne. She does Cork 2-4. Dublin no score. On the left. And I think Dublin are making a change. Score. And they are going to bring on. Looks like Christine Shanahan will be coming on the field to play for Dublin. He was involved in college's action last week, so not wasting any time. And it looks like it's going to be number 2, Emma O'Byrne, that leaves. So the first change for Dublin doesn't happen there. The Dublin management wasting no time. The Dublin management this year, Jerry McQuaid is the boss. Mickey McCullough brings a lot of experience coaching too. Rosa Keneally, Bill McCormack, who led TU Dublin to the Ashby Cup. Mags Darcy, the former Wexford star and All-Ireland winner. Laura Kelly, Rachel Fleming, Diarmuid O'Gallagher, Basia McKernan, Graham Byrne, Peter Wall. I'll tell you the others in a moment as Cork are going to the attack again and Katrina Mackey tries to get this. Saoirse McCartan with the white boots. Trying to get inside. Eva Bryan has the advantage. They go for the shot anyway. It's a free shot. It's good. They're going for the white flag and it's coming over the bar. It's another point for Cork. And Saoirse McCartan puts that over the bar. Trying to get inside. Eva Bryan has the advantage. To no score now. They go for the shot anyway. It's a free shot. It's good. They're going for the white flag and it's coming over the bar. It's another point. And the rest of that Dublin management program here supplied them to you Cork today, just as Matthew Toomey down as manager. No additions, but I can tell you the Liam Cronin is involved in the Cork setup this year as coach, replacing Davy Fitzgerald. Aisling Maher, can she get Dublin's first score of the game? Of course, for Dublin, it's a tough division to be in, but it's a great opportunity for them as well because they're guaranteed quality games against the top sides. Galway, Kilkenny, Cork, and of course Tipperary didn't make the All-Ireland semi-finals last year, but were regulars there beforehand. So they'll benefit an awful lot of this league campaign if they can hold their position. Abby Couch just trying to get the ball there, but loses out to Aoife Healy. Callan. She gets up a few yards and eventually gets the free. As Dempsey has to be set it, and the players get on with it there, leaving it late to blow the whistle, trying to allow the advantage. Amy Lee is going to take this. Last time Amy Lee came out to take a free, she set up the opening score of the match for Amy O'Connor. Amy Lee as well, part of the last Cork team to win the O'Duffy Cup back in 2018. Long drive down the field there, but that's an excellent take by Abby Ryan. Abby Ryan tries to clear, but you can see Katrina Mackey straight on it. Dublin working hard, but so are Cork. Even the full forward line, they're fighting for everything. Orla Cahallan there as well. Dublin doing well. Looks like Kate Cummins has won that, but she hasn't cleared it. Goal from Cork, and Orla Cahallan will send it back. Looking for Chloe Sigerson. Chloe Sigerson sends the ball across the field. This is Amy O'Connor country. And you can hear they're all cheering on Amy. Amy O'Connor with the shot. Another point for Amy. 16 minutes gone. There you go. It's 2-6 to Cork. This is Amy O'Connor country. No score to Dublin. And you can hear they're all cheering on Amy again. Amy O'Connor with the shot. Another point for Amy. 16 minutes. 1-3 for Amy O'Connor already. Ava Mooney wanted to take her time, work out what to do here. Great take in the air. But you have to say some of the fielding here from Cork has been fabulous. Chloe Sigerson gives the pass out for Laura Hayes, but a little touch there from Grace O'Shea. Again, Dublin fighting for the ball, won by Lisa Jemison Murphy. Of course, that great fielding there that I talked about a moment ago was from Saoirse McCarthy. Ball down in towards the attack. We're into the second quarter of the game now. And again, Cork overturning the ball. Starting with defence. The passes up to the 45. Dave Callan, direction of Saoirse McCartan. Won't come for her, but it might come for Aoife Healy. And Aoife Healy has the ball. Has played football already this season for Cork, down the direction of Amy O'Connor. Amy looking for the space to get away from Christine Shanahan. Amy O'Connor out left with the shot at the post. And another point. Another point for Amy O'Connor. 17 minutes gone. 2-7 to no score. And if this is the standard that Cork are planning to set for the year, it'll be a great season for the Munster side. Of course, it's only the first day of the league. There's a lot of camogie to take place. 5 matches in this competition, plus a potential final. Munster Championship being played in round robin this year, and of course the All Ireland Series later in the year. Aisling Maher with the ball on the far side. Can she get Dublin finally off the mark? It's taken a while. It's taken 18 minutes. But the first point of the game has come from Dublin. Aisling Maher. Dublin 1 point. Cork 2-7. Amy Lee. There's Battleford there. Johnny Keating had the touch. She didn't get it, but Cleena Healy will take it. Cleena Healy across. It's won by Chloe Sigerson. Chloe Sigerson on her right. Drives it down towards the attack. Who'll get that? Looks like Orla Cahill's the player. She's Amy O'Connor one side, Katrina Mackey the other, but she didn't count on Christine Shanahan. Winning it for Dublin, brings up to the 45. The pass inside for Caitlin Cummins. And Saoirse McCartan just dived in there. Cork show no signs of relenting. Referee says too many steps. It's going to be a free out for Dublin. They build on that opening score. Caitlin Cummins to take this. Of course, just again to remind you that today's Ferry National League Player of the Match Award is a Fitbit Versa 4 watch sponsored by Ferry. We'll be talking to the player of the match at the end of the game. Of course, give us your thoughts and comments there on the Camogie Association YouTube channel. Who you think it should be? Trina Mackey scored 2 goals against Dublin last year. Though he got 1 in this game, Eve O'Brien getting in the way. It's going to be a Cork ball. There's McCarthy. Trina Mackey just needs a moment after that. She'll take on the play. The concern over Katrina Mackey. Just having a look at the Cork management team, and there's no panic on it yet. There's a physio out there. So it's a chance just to take a hold up and play and take stock of what we've seen in the opening 19 and a half minutes. If you just joined us here in the Camogie Association YouTube channel, brought to you in association with Entry, it's Cork 2-7, Dublin a point. Cork looking very, very sharp, especially in defence too, setting up the attacks, and Amy O'Connor driving them on in the scoring. 1-4 for her, 2-7 in total. Katrina Mackey with the other goal. Laura Hayes, Fiona Keating also on target in this game. Saoirse McCartan has chipped in with a point as well. Katrina Mackey got a knock there. It's 12 members of the Cork panel involved in the third level colleges finals last week, especially between UCC and MTU. So it'll be interesting to see what Cork do here now. Do they risk leaving Trina Mackey on if she's in discomfort, especially with the gap they have built up at the moment? I can tell you the latest score anyway in the other game taking place while we check on Katrina is Tipperary 1-4, Galway 1-1. But there's concerns here now for Katrina Mackey. Just picked up a bit of a knock there and trying to move the ball forward. I don't know if the ball hit her in the back or she catch Eve O'Brien. I don't think so. It looks like she's going off. So we might be having a Cork change. That's a blow for Cork. Hopefully nothing too serious. Long term. And they are getting a change ready. I can tell you Izzy O'Regan is the player that will come on. So Katrina Mackey leaves the field of play. A goal to her name. Cork 12 points ahead. They're definitely on the shoulder anyway, so you do me just having a chat with the multi-time All-Star. Or else being on the Cork setup led in the 2009 All-Ireland final. Sergio McCarthy will restart the action, sent it down towards the corner. Looks like Sergio McCarthy has pushed back inside. 12 is Tina Healy. She often plays inside too. Cork have loads of options like that, but Dublin send the ball out the field in the direction of Grace O'Shea in the white helmet. But straight away you can see Laura Hayes fighting for the ball. Gives the pass off to Izzy O'Regan. Izzy's first touch and allows Sergio McCarthy to get in possession. Sergio McCarthy with a ball inside, and Eva Mooney needs to be careful because Orla Callan's not too far away. But the Dublin goalkeeper showing good composure in this match. Sends the ball out for Christine Shanahan. Christine Shanahan trying to find a way past Amy O'Connor, and Amy saying there's no way through here. Support is coming. Hickle Cummins. Christine Shanahan does well. Has the ball, brings it out the field, lays it off for Muireann Kelleher. Christine Shanahan was part of that TU Dublin team that won the Ashburn Cup last week. They on the 45-metre line, the far side of the field. There in possession is Aisling Gannon. But you can see him running in there out of nowhere. Get an interception. Aoife Healy fought hard as well. He wins the ball, sends it down the direction of Izzy. Izzy O'Regan, high challenge there. No foul, says the referee. Play continues on. Dublin have the ball. In towards the middle of the park now. Sinead Murphy have more luck with this. Dublin get past the 65-metre line. Looks like Claire Gannon was trying to push it forward. But again, Cork in the way. A push in the back. It's going to be a free. Laura Hayes winning that. Just outside the 65-metre line. The free is taken by Chloe Sigerson. She's well able to hit long range frees. Fortunately for her, on that occasion, it didn't happen. But again, it just goes to show she did know Ireland semi-final a couple of years ago. Can hit shots from distance. Great treat to have for a Camogie player. Lisa Jameson Murphy plays the ball down the left for Dublin. But again, the Cork defence is reading it well. Maeve Callan has won as much ball as anyone else, but under pressure by Gabby Couch on this occasion. They happen just inside the 20-metre line. Looks like Aisling Egan is the player that got that ball. Referee's blowing the whistle. Didn't indicate a foul, so I'd say we're going to throw this in. Dublin to do it now, winning this and trying to get a score. The ball is thrown in. Goes between the first two players. Aisling Egan there again. She wears number 23. Aisling O'Neill wears 13. She plays for Dublin. Sends the ball across. Always going to be an ambitious effort. But Aisling Gannon might get in this. Not to be because Amy Lee was out there for Cork. Out the field, but there's a race going on here between Caitlin Cummins and Izzy O'Regan. And the Cork player used her body well to get at the ball. She hasn't managed to clear it. You have to say, if you assess what we've seen so far in this game after nearly 25 minutes, Cork deserve leaders. I don't think you can argue with that. They're taking their scores well, but Dublin working much harder than the scoreline suggests. Just haven't been able to create the scoring opportunities. Free for Dublin, the far side. Caitlin Cummins will take this. Sheen Maher against Aisling Egan. Two Aislings on the far corner. Gabby Couch there as well. She goes to ground. Dublin just can't get their hands on the ball. And eventually, Cork player steps out over the line. It's going to be a sideline cut. They're worth 2 points in Camogie. A bit of an acute angle, but I wonder would Aisling Maher consider having a go. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half, a first half on the scoreboard dominated by Cork. Aisling Maher going to take this. Looks like he's going for a shot, trying to send the ball inside. They could do with a goal cut out there by Aoife Healy. Trying to pick out Izzy O'Regan. Izzy has the ball, sees Aoife again. Cork just not moving as quick as they were in the early stages of the match, but they still have it. Eventually the ball is cleared. Out for touch. Contest just lost its run there the last couple of moments. You're in Keller, but that's a mistake Dublin can't afford to be making. As Amy O'Connor gets on this, Christine Shanahan staying very, very tight with her. Certainly, Arthur Welson's coming on. Referee's going to throw this in. Oh, 15 for Cork is Saoirse McCartan, 14 for Dublin. Muriel Kelleher, they're the two players going to go in first. Ball's thrown in there. Bounce goes in the direction of Caitlin Cummins. But again, Cork have robbed them back. And that's won by Saoirse McCarthy. Saoirse McCarthy looking for Saoirse McCartan. This is Chloe Sickerson. Chloe Sickerson trying to work in. She leaned in with the shoulder. Play continues, but too many steps went against her in the end. But Dublin free. Looks like it's going to be taken by Caitlin Cummins. He takes the frees in her own half of the field, and Ashley Maher will take the frees in the other half. Dublin management there, you might have heard in the background, going on their troops, looking for more intensity. On the left hand side is might bounce nicely for Grace O'Shea. Indeed, it does. Grace O'Shea comes inside. Laura Hastings get a little touch. Hide away, the ball was dropped, and Tina Healy was in to take the secondary ball and brings out to the 45 spots. Izzy O'Regan in front. And Cork have a bit of space there down to the player out to the right. That's Saoirse McCarthy. Saoirse McCarthy tries to move between the two players and gives the hand pass off. For Fiona Keating. Fiona Keating on the move. It's up there for Cork again. A pass inside. A pass inside before the cannon. She's worked out, but she might be a free. If the free is going to happen anyway, the umpire has their hand up for the 45, but it won't be that. The referee, Liz Dempsey, has a hand out for the advantage for Orla Callan. You can see her arm has been pulled, and it's going to be a free in for Cork. And Amy O'Connor will add to her tally. Hard to believe Cork have not scored in 11 minutes. We did have a hold up for the injury to Katrina Mackey. Dublin are making another change. Ellen Baker will be on the field to play shortly. Amy O'Connor just checking where we'll be taken from. Will the substitution take place beforehand? Probably wait until after this free is taken. Just over a minute of normal time remaining in the first half. So I think we're going to wait. We're going to have the free first and then the substitution. Then Baker will come on for Dublin. Amy O'Connor with the free. Amy puts the ball over the bar. You can hear the cheers from the Cork supporters. They go to 2-8. And now we're going to have to change once the referee spots the official. And it looks like it's Hannah O'D going off, but she was running. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be Sinead Murphy. Hannah was running off there first. That's what threw me off. Ellen Baker on. But 2-8 to a point. Free for Dublin. Taken by Caitlin Cummins. So we're just about to head into injury time in the first half. No indication yet how much added time we'll have. There's bound to be a few minutes. The injury to Katrina Mackey, and there's one or two others. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we have 3 or 4. Ball without over the line. Grace O'Shea tried to keep it in. Not to be. So it's going to be restarted. Interesting news coming in the game in the RAG Tipperary League Galway by 3-6 to 1-3. That'll be a massive scoreline. Galway would go into that as favourites, having won the All Irelands in 2019 and 2021. It's Tipperary under new management as well. Dennis Kelly get up to a good start there. Of course, not even half time yet. Gabby Couch with the ball here for Dublin. Trying to find Ashley Marsh and go for the snapshot. It's someone up Dublin's day at the moment. That ball goes to the left and wide. Second wide of the game for Dublin, 2 for Cork. Nearly a minute of added time played in the first half. Jamie Lee's ball goes down the direction of Saoirse McCartan, but Eve O'Brien wins it, leaves it back. Well, it's Aoife Healy actually takes it for Cork, gives it to Pamela Mackey in the white helmet. Pamela Mackey to Fiona Keating, and Fiona Keating on the move inside the 65-metre long down towards the attack. Can Orla Callan get on this? She has the ball looking for options. She might go herself. There's a player in front. Orla has a shot. Orla Callan puts the ball over the bar. Another score there. for Cork, 2-9 to a point. Fiona Keating wins it. Cork look like they want a few more scores before the break. Remember, the breeze is here, not a significant breeze, but it will favour Dublin in the second half. Saoirse McCartan gets the other score for Cork. 2 quick scores. Fiona Keating involved in that. 2-10 to a point. Okay, Kilcummins. Long drive down the field, but just queuing up the Cork defence to take the ball. Pamela Mackey has it now. Maybe Coventry, the player, to give it to her. That's a great take there from Keena Healy. She can keep her balance. And O'D is staying tight. Whatever Keena Healy's going to shot that might come in. If that came in, that's a fantastic score from Keena Healy. Looked like first she'd hold her balance. And then she got the ball over. 2-11 to a point. That's actually started with Maeve Cahalan giving it to Pamela Mackey. Again, Ava Mooney trying to slow it down. And the referee blows the half-time whistle with a half quite simply on the scoreboard. Dominated by Cork. 2 goals in the opening 9 minutes from Amy O'Connor and Katrina Mackey. Gives them a 2-1 to no score advantage. And with Laura Hayes, Fiona Keating and Saoirse McCartan also on target, they made it 2-7 before doubling out their opening point in the 18th minute from Aisling Maher. That's been their only point in the game so far. Cork did go 10 minutes without a score. They got 4 before the finish. Amy O'Connor, Orla Catlin, Saoirse McCartan and Keena Healy with those points and a commanding 16-point advantage. We're going to take a break for about 10 minutes here from MTU in Cork, whereas the home side looking good to take 3 points on the opening day of the Very National Camogie League. Join us again for live coverage in the second half. For a half-time, it's Cork to the good. Cork 2-11, Dublin a point. Thank you very much, and welcome back here to MTU Cork as we get ready for the second half of the Very National Camogie League. A game where Cork on the scoreboard, very proficient in the opening 30 minutes, leading by 2-7 to a point. There has been a couple of Cork substitutions. Hannah Looney wearing number 18 and Emma Murphy wearing number 19 on the field to play. We'll confirm who's gone off in a bit. We can tell you that Orla Callan is one of those players who's left the field to play. We'll confirm in a couple of moments who the other player is. And we learned through the scores as well. Can Dublin get a much better second half and try and really make a contest out of this? To be up against it, but they'll give it a go. Grace O'Shea with the ball out in the left as the sun is starting to really come out. It has been here over the course of the game, but the clouds are keeping us hidden away. Cork have overturned the ball in defence. Chloe Sigerson had it there. The ball dropped by Saoirse McCarthy in that occasion, but plenty of teammates around. And Aoife Healy enjoying playing out here in the left wing. But Dublin fighting for possession in the early stages. Aisling O'Neill wears number 13. She has the ball there now and gives the pass back in the direction of Elisa Jemison Murphy. And Elisa sending in towards the attack. This is going to be an opportunity that Dublin have been waiting for. Aisling Maher with a shot. A save from Amy Lee. Amy giving no gifts away here today. And a fantastic save from the Cork goalkeeper as Elisa Jemison Murphy played it into Aisling Maher. But the ball saved by the Cork stopper. No goals for Dublin as of yet anyway. Aisling Maher will hope for more luck. The referee says too many steps. So it's going to be a free out for Cork. And a chance for them to build their tally. Cork scores in the first half. Amy O'Connor, 1-5, 1-4 of that from play. Peena Mackey with a goal. 2 points for Saoirse McCartan. Laura Hayes, Fiona Keating, and Orla Callan also on target. Of course, as well, Peena Mackey, who got that goal, went off with an injury in the first half. So Amy Lee, the goalkeeper, send it down towards the attack. Not going to reach the desired target. Muireann Kelleher trying to give a shield there to the Dublin defence. Aiken Cummins sends the ball in towards the attack. There's a foul committed. I think the referee has stopped playing. Might be having a word with Saoirse McCarthy. She's chatting to her. Is he Regan? She made a note in the book anyway, but hasn't given out any cards. So it looks like we're going to have a Dublin free from where the ball landed. These were not with advantage being given beforehand, so the Dublin free actually takes place inside their own 65 near her line. Apologies for any confusion there. Looked like the whistle had blown just after the ball was sent in. Aisling Maher taking this from her own 65 near her line, must really fancy it. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Can she get her second of the game? Not going to carry Foley. Is going to find a red jersey. Pamela Mackey was the player who got in the way there. Abby Couchin fighting for possession for Dublin. Action happening on the Cork 20-metre line. Important one for Dublin to win it. They can. Aisling Gannon is there as well. Comes out in the direction of Aisling O'Neill. Can she get Dublin's second point? She gets the shot. It's going to float and float into the hands of Amy Lee. Cork goalkeeper. She sends the ball out the field, but only as far as Caitlin Cummins. Caitlin Cummins will have another goal. The angle looks good. The umpire's looking at this. And it just tailed in the last minute to the right and wide. It was very close, but not to be for Dublin. Now, for those of you keeping notes, I think Saoirse McCartan was the other player that went off for Cork. Challenging there on Pamela Mackey. The referee's blown the whistle. So, going to have a hold up and play. Pamela Mackey back playing for Cork. For 2-year absence, so she did get back involved in year one, I believe. Stayed on. Very important cog, and certainly one could argue potential missing ingredient. Cork are trying to get over the line. Win the first All Ireland in 5 years. Last time Cork in 5 years ago win the O'Duffy Cup was back between 2009 when Pamela Mackey played in her first final and 2014. That's 4 All Irelands. 2 won by Galway, 2 won by Kilkenny. Pamela Mackey with 5 All Stars to her name. She's back on her feet. Now just been assessed. Looking down the respective dugouts, no cause of concern. Players warming up, yes, but Tamilamaki's back gets involved, goes in for the throw in there with Ashton Gannon. This is Ellen Baker. Ellen Baker tried to pull the trigger there, but Chloe Sickerson said no. We're back at the 20-meter line again, and Chloe Sickerson takes the ball, the pass in front in direction of Aoife Healy. Aoife Healy on the move there in space in front of her. Player in front of her is young Regan, but she's hit it much further down towards Amy O'Connor. Amy O'Connor coming in, trying to come inside, just gets held up. There's McCarthy just dropping that ball. It's cleared by Katie Cummins. Ball goes out over the line. Saoirse McCarthy to restart the action. Doesn't get the contact in that, and Baker wins that, but Saoirse redeems herself with a block down. It's going to be the referee saying it's a Cork ball. Dublin management not happy with the decision. Saoirse McCarthy gets on with it anyway. Grace O'Shea just trying to get that, leaves it for Hannah O'D. That's Claire Gannon, wearing number 6, the pass for Muireann Kelleher. And you can see Laura Hayes straight down on top of her. Muireann does well to get the ball down in the direction of Aisling O'Neill. Aisling O'Neill out in the left there now. Can she make something happen here for Dublin as they go inside the 45-yard line? Blocked down there by Libby Coppinger, who came out to meet her. And there to take possession is Hannah Looney. There goes into the ground. It's Hannah O'D. So we have a hold up and play again. So if it stops starting into the second half, I think the debate is still going on about that sideline cut down the line. But the linesman, the near side of the field now, has called the referee over. I don't know now if it had anything to do with the debate that was going on or something else. But did he see something on the field of play? Nearly 7 minutes gone in the second half. No scores yet. Of course, I mentioned the Cork scores. Aisling Maher with the point for Dublin. You can see a conversation taking place there now, and it looks like Liz Dempsey is going to go down to the Dublin management, and the book is out. So remember, the Dublin management team has been sent to the line. Just not happening for Dublin here at the moment. And of course, we're keeping an eye on Hannah O'D. I'm receiving attention. A couple of stops at the start of the second half. And just while we're looking at that, see if during the update, it's 3-6 to 1-4 to Tipperary now. The other game currently taking place in Division 1A. Of course, the game's coming thick and fast. There's more action again next weekend. Hannah O'D was part of the Dublin Intermediate team that won the All-Ireland Premier Junior Championship back in 2018. Graduating up to the senior rank since then from the Kula Club. Also being involved in the Dublin football setup. All-Ireland title won there in 2017. Thankfully, she's okay and good to go. The play restarts from the 65-meter line, and Ellen Baker trying to get a touch in that. Lisa Jameson Murphy had it, was she being held? And O'D involved as well, but Lisa's going to have another go. Here's a pass out left. That looks like Grace O'Shea on the move there for Dublin. Can she get inside for a shot? There's the pass out wide for Aisling Maher. Aisling Maher sends it in. The umpire ducks. The ball goes wide. Second wide of the half for Dublin. Lisa Jameson Murphy was part of the DCU team that played in the Ashburn Cup semi-final last week. Laura Hayes sending the ball down towards the attack. Tina Healy in possession, has support around her, but might try and set it up herself or give it to Fiona Keating. Fiona Keating taking on her player. There was no way past Ellen Baker, let alone Muireann Kelleher. Ellen Baker, very, very busy since coming on the field of play. Gives the pass forward to Grace O'Shea. Grace O'Shea will send it down towards the attack. Cork player coming up to beat it again, Libby Coppinger. Zoe Sickerson, long ball down towards the inside line. This is where Dublin have to be careful. Muireann Kelleher misses the ball, but did enough to throw off Amy O'Connor. And it's cleared there by Christine Shanahan, the red helmet. Out towards the middle again, but they're fighting for the ball is Chloe Sickerson. And the hand was being held. I'm not too sure what way that's going to be interpreted. And we're going to have a couple of substitutions for Cork. So we can tell you Maeve Murphy, who played for UCC last week, is coming on. Ali Smith as well. Another player involved in action last week. 11 minutes gone in the second half. 2 changes for Cork. 22, Ali Smith, and 2, Maeve Murphy. Aoife Healy is one of the players going off, gets a big cheer. Aisling Egan is the other, number 23. 22 and 2 on for Cork. 6 and 23 going off. You get the feeling Matthew Toomey will be bringing on more substitutions before this game is over. Dublin already have a few done. Well, with Caitlin Cummins for Dublin. And it is just the bikes going over at the moment. We could do with a score to get things going again. Again, great crowd here. And not all home supporters. This good sprinkling of navy and sky blue here on Dublin. Laura Hayes with the ball, far side of the field. Put off. Won by Hannah O'D. The 2 number 7s go to battle. And again, it's won back by Cork. Looks like it's Hannah Looney moving the ball down the right. Trying to pick out the Ali Smith who's just come on. Clearance comes for Dublin again down the field. The tennis between the two sides at the moment. Laura Hayes just gets dispossessed there, but managed to hit the ball trickle forward for Libby Cobbinger. Libby Cobbinger plays it off for Chloe Sickerson. Chloe Sickerson with a long ball towards the attack, and this might be the opportunity. Hannah Looney with the shot. And it's the first goal of the second half. It's taken 12 and a half minutes to come. And it's Hannah Looney marking her return to Camogie in 2023 that puts it over the bar. You can see it on your screen. Cork bring their tally to 2-12. 2-12 to Cork, a point to Dublin. Did Jameson Murphy had to hurry on to get that ball. Dean Shanahan, the hands were out, the foul committed. 3 out for Dublin. Caitlin Cummins. Dublin could do with a bit of energy going. Understandably, they wanted to slow down the first half and Cork at the momentum. Aisling Maher, they just can't seem to find a way to unlock this Cork defence. They have been tremendous. So we're going to have a couple of Dublin substitutions as well. Plenty of activity happening off the field. I can tell you the number 21, Aoife Heffernan, involved in the third level last week, and number 23, Aoife Whelan. Into the field of play. Cork are also making a change. Kate Wall, number 20, is coming on. We'll try and keep you updated with all those, but I can tell you that Kate Wall for Cork has come on for number 9, Fiona Keating. 21, Aoife Heffernan for Dublin has come on for 12, Aisling Gannon. The Whelan hasn't entered yet. You have to wait for the next break in play. Amy Lee brings up the 2 hurls. Make up her mind which one she wants to hit with. Dave Callan down the right. Laura Hayes there as well. Looney. Cork just moving it again now, getting back into our strides. There's McCarthy, does a turn, gives it out for Izzy O'Regan. Izzy O'Regan, can she find the space to go for a shot? Had the awareness to pick out Emma Murphy. Referee spots the foul. It's going to be a free in. Oh, we might get this out of Dublin substitution now. So Aoife Whelan, number 23, is coming on for Dublin. Okay, who's coming off in a second. Looks like Hanno D is the player making way. I don't know if that is concern after the injury she picked up earlier on. But Amy O'Connor going to take this free as we go towards the 15-minute mark of the second half. So entering the final quarter. 17 points between the teams. Cork looking very, very good now to pick up a first victory of the year. Amy O'Connor with the free and looks accurate. Goes over the bar. The free won by Emma Murphy, converted by Amy O'Connor. And it's now 2-13 to a point. 2 quick points for Cork after we go nearly a quarter of the game without a score. And Amy O'Connor has the ball again, gives the pass off for Hannah Looney. Hannah Looney, high challenge there. We're going back to Amy. I think we get the free shot in. And Amy O'Connor puts the ball over the bar. Great think-up play there with Hannah Looney. And you can see there, Amy O'Connor, the captain, gets the point. Another for her. 2-14 to a point. Amy O'Connor has scored now double digits for the game, 1-7. Aoife Heffernan, top to the 45-metre line. Chloe Sigerson loses out to Ellen Baker. Ellen Baker with a pass out for Aisling O'Neill. Aisling O'Neill on the move. Trying to keep control there now. Gabby Couch there to help out as well for Dublin, but Pamela Mackey in the middle of it there for Cork. He wears number 5. Grace O'Shea wins the ball, wins the free, goes for the shot. Gone over the bar. It's actually Aisling Maher, my apologies. Aisling Maher with the points for Dublin. Her second, Dublin second of the game. It's now 2-14 to 2 points. Amy Lee starts the action down the far side of the field. Dublin winning the ball. Erin Kelleher bringing it out. Past the 65-metre line. This is a good run now by Dublin. Can they make it count? The board is coming. Aisling O'Neill sends it across the field. Or cut it out again. Defensively, Cork have been super in this game. Tina Healy give it to Leo Regan, who sends it down towards the attack for Amy O'Connor. Amy O'Connor coming inside, an opportunity here. There's a player to the right, gives the pass across, a chance, a shot again. It's Ellie Smith, who puts the ball into the back of the net, and Cork gets a third goal. Ellie Smith with it into the back of the net. It was Amy O'Connor coming down. I think she picked up a knock as well in the process, but it started with play being overturned in defence with Tina Healy and Izzy Regan falls. Amy O'Connor running through, made the pass off to the right, and Ali Smith puts the ball to the back of the net. And it's Cork 3-14. 2 points for Dublin. There's been a yellow card there given out to Eva O'Brien as well in the middle of all that, as Cork are making another change. And they've brought on a number 24. We can't tell you who number 24 is because it's not on the match program, but we'll confirm the details for you in a moment. It looks like Amy O'Connor's come up. Cork at the move again is Tina Healy. Cork trying to get in for a fourth goal. Comes out for Emma Murphy. And Emma Murphy puts the ball over the bar. 19 minutes gone in the second half. It's 3-15 to 2 points. Kate Wall with possession. Kate Wall out wide, sending the ball across. That ball goes to the left and wide. Dublin with the ball. Ashton O'Neill trying to clear it. Gabby Couch with possession now, just inside her own 65-metre line. Yen Cork didn't touch it enough, willing to run in that much. Caitlin Cummins will try and clear it for Dublin, sends it out towards the left. Ashton O'Neill. This is Aoife Whelan. Aoife Whelan sending it down. The referee blows the whistle for the foul, so it's going to be a free in for Dublin. So Aisling Maher is going to take this. So Aisling Maher, can she get her third of the game? 9 minutes to go. Didn't get the connection on that she wanted. And the ball goes to the left and wide. So Caitlin Cummins for Dublin. Gives the pass to Lisa Jemison Murphy out wide and Grace O'Shea. Lisa Jemison Murphy trying to bring it inside. Dublin just being held there. Muireann Keller might have a pop here. Drops it to the hands again of Amy Lee. Cork trying to get the shot in there, not to be an occasion. Intend is Elise Jemison Murphy. Sends the ball down towards the corner. And Aisling Maher. And find a way inside. And they work away in again. Out wide. Sending it across there. Can someone get on the end of this? Dota Finn is the Cork number 24 that came on the field to play. Thanks to Grace O'Callaghan for getting that information first. We'll have another hold up and play. Under the clock now, just over 6 minutes to go. Cork in cruise control here now, and of course, scoring difference will be very, very important going forward. So that's why they'll be pushing to continue building the tally while Dublin. Everything counts here. No doubt they'll have better days than today. We can tell you the latest score from the other game taking place. Tipperary 3-8, Galway 1-6. A free in here for Dublin. And Aisling Maher. The bar looked at the last free she took. The ball goes between the posts. The ball goes over the bar. Dublin get their third score of the game. And Aisling Maher gets her third of the game. Dublin 3 points, Cork 3-15. Amy Lee not wasting time to restart the action. It's Laura Hayes with a long effort. That goes to the right and wide. Dublin trying to bring the ball out there. Katie Cummins, she's been definitely one of the hardest working players in this Dublin team. Saoirse McCarthy down the left. All goes across the field there, and Kate Wall will try and get the end of this. And here the Dublin supporters there get behind their player to try and stop Kate Wall advancing through. And it's Ashley O'Neill there for Dublin again to bring it down the field. And towards the 45-metre line. Pamela Mackey there for Cork. In the middle of the field, and this is Chloe Sigerson sending out wide for Laura Hayes. Laura Hayes will go for a shot, no doubt. And they're looking good. The umpire seems to like it. It's gone over the bar. Laura Hayes with another score for herself. Chloe Sigerson with the assist. It's 3-16 to 3 points, and I think it's the first time I've seen any supporters leaving the game now. Which is a credit to the supporters too, that they've stuck with it the whole way through, and the contest has been decided a little while ago. This is Hannah Looney trying to come inside. It's blocked down there by Muireann Kelleher. We'll watch the action here. Just to let you know, of course, round 2 action takes place next week. Cork will be at home again against Clare. Dublin will entertain Tipperary. So defend. They give it across there now. It might work out for Cork. Ali Smith, goal scorer. Referee blows the whistle. Will be a free out. So the free taken by Eve O'Brien. Just under 3 minutes to go. Laura Hayes again. Just pinging on there. Ellen Baker trying to do something with it. Shot there at the post. The ball goes over the bar. And it's Aoife Whelan that gets the score for Dublin. And it's down 3-16 to 4 points. More substitutions getting ready. Zine Maher with the shot inside. And Amy Lee will clear it out. So I can tell you now, as we come near the end of our live commentary, we've just been consulting with out of the media here. And we're going to announce our player of the match in just a couple of moments. And of course, keep an eye out on Camogie social media for an interview with the player of the match afterwards. We'll watch the Dublin attack first before we make the announcement. And it's a chance for Claire Gannon to send the ball in towards the attack. So Ferry are delighted to present the Ferry National League's player of the match with a Fitbit first and for Watts on ferry.ie to the Cork captain Amy O'Connor. So congratulations from all the Ferry team. Amy O'Connor, the Cork captain, is the player of the match. We will hear from Amy O'Connor afterwards. A couple of changes here taking place. Alex Buckley, 20, and Juliet O'Flynn, 22, coming on the field to play for Dublin. Right in the final few moments of the game. And we'll confirm going off. Ashton O'Neill, number 13, is one of them. And number 11, Gabby Couch. Also leaving the action. We have a free here for Dublin right in front of us. It's going to be taken by Aisling Maher. She got her fourth of the day. The ball drops over the bar. Aisling Maher with the score. It's now 3-16 to 5 points. One of the jersey there. Referee hasn't seen us. We'll continue on with Cliona Healy. Eagle Cummins staying tight to the Cork player. Cleared it out occasion by Lisa Jameson Murphy, another of the Dublin players that stood out. Aisling Maher, of course, as well. The four scores in this game. Can they finish with a goal? It'll be a great goal for Dublin if they got it. Again, the Cork defence and Laura Hayes, who was certainly in contention in the conversation that we were having for player of the match. Again, the Cork defence, Pamela Mackey as well. Cork eventually take possession of the ball outside the 20-metre line. We've got a minute and a half of injury time. There was a few big stops at the start of the half, so we're expecting another couple of minutes maybe. Peter McCarthy drives it down the left. Ball goes out over the line. Referee has the whistle in the mouth. She's checking the two watches. I think we're going to have a bit more play. Christine Shanahan for Dublin. The confusion there for a moment, but play is still continuing. Cork leading this game by 20 points. Cliona Healy with the ball, gives it back for Hannah Looney. Hannah Looney to Clodagh Fenn. Clodagh Fenn with a hand pass forward for Saoirse McCarthy. Can Saoirse get the scoreboard here? The umpires have a look, but that ball's gone to the left and wide. And as the Grammy Hullimer Hurtig would say often at this stage of the match, when you're leading a wide, is as good as a point. Keeping the ball down the side of the field. Dublin again have to be careful. Ali Smith bats it down there for Kate Ball. Kate Ball inside the 45-metre line back to Ali. Eva Bryan comes in with a hurl to try and stop the Cork goal scorer, but Ali Smith will send it across the field of play, and it's gone over the bar. Ali Smith with another point there to add to Cork's tally, bringing them to 3-17. Cork will be the first to remind you that it's only the first round of the league in February, and that no major trophies are handed out yet. And the referee, this Dempsey, blows the final whistle. It's all over, and the Cork fans clap in the background. And why wouldn't they? Commanding scoreline in the end as they've won this game by 21 points. 2 goals in the opening 9 minutes. Amy O'Connor and Katrina Mackey helped Cork to build up a 2-7 to no score advantage. They led 2-11 to a point at half time. And after a barren third quarter for both teams, scoring opportunities were few and far between. The third goal came on 48 minutes. Amy O'Connor, the player of the match, and the captain, setting up Kelly Smith to get that goal, and Cork added a few more points in the end. So a bright start for Cork as they get their opening victory in the Very Camogie Leagues Division 1A for Dublin. Disappointment for them. The contest really just got away from them in the early stages, but they'll take an awful lot of this experience as they prepare to welcome Tipperary in 7 days' time. Cork are the winners. Keep an eye on the Camogie Association YouTube for all post-match reaction from the player of the match and the two respective managers. I'd like to thank our cameraman John Nolan here. This commentary brought to you on the Camogie Association YouTube channel in association with Entry. Cork are the winners. They'll go home happy. It'll be a long trip back to the capital for Dublin. The final score here in the Munster Technological University in Bishopstown in County Cork. Cork the winners. Cork 3-17, Dublin 5 points.